What is going on, everybody? It is Mr. Savage here in the studio today, and it's not really a Tech Talk Tuesday. It is September 11th, 2021. Very big day for America. I just asked everybody actually remembers what happened on this day before I even get deep into what I'm going to talk about. So, the way I see it is today is America's Day, America's Remembrance Day. Just like Pearl Harbor and anything else that has gone on through history. So once again, it's Mr. Savage. I'm here in the studio, and I do not have any co-host. It is just me, 100% by myself. So the first topic I'd like to talk about by myself today is the constitutional carry laws that have been passed as of September 1st in the state of Texas. And I would like to hear everybody's comments on this later on. Now, the first thing, the way it has always been in Texas is you went to a gun range, you went to a class, and you were able to take a test to get your CHL, your concealed handgun license to carry your firearm. Then it turned into like an OCL or just turned into a CL. So because they change everything up here. Like I can't keep up with half the crap that even goes on in Texas in general. But what that meant was you had the option, of course, in the very beginning of all this, to take your test with a handgun to get your license. And if you used a semi-automatic pistol, you were allowed to either carry, if passed, either the semi-automatic pistol or a revolver. But if you took the test using a revolver, you were only allowed to carry the revolver, a wheel gun. Well, that has actually changed, or had changed, I should say, to where you could take the test regardless, and you could carry the gun. If you took the test to conceal the weapon, then you could conceal the weapon. You couldn't openly carry it. But the exact opposite if you took a test at this time frame to, openly carry the gun, but you could still conceal it. Well, the bottom line is, as of September 1st, 2021, you no longer need any of those. And you can openly carry or conceal at free will, as long as you have no restrictions by the federal government or a convicted felon, yada, 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 etc. So what I'm trying to get across is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? And what I'm trying to make sense of, and what I've kind of made sense of, is regardless of how you think, there's always a situation. And this is a general sense of these situations. So, a store owner that does not have a sign that says licensed or unlicensed firearms, whatever, blah, 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 restricted from the premises, the owner can still change his mind and say, well, I know you and I like you. And I've known you for a long time, so you're allowed to take the gun in. Can they do that? Absolutely. Versus another store where it's completely 100% restricted, then you can't do it. The thing I'm getting at with this whole scenario is it's kind of an open hole on what cannot happen, so on and so forth, etc. There was an incident back in Houston, Texas, not so long ago, where a single mother went to work every single day, came home at night, didn't drive a car or whatever, she walked. It wasn't too far. And she had two children, a son and a daughter. They stayed home with the sister or, whoever the hell cousin it was while she went to work. And she did the same routine for years. I don't know how many years, just years. We'll leave it at that. One night, she is coming home, doing her normal routine, walking home. Some POS decided to grab a hold of her, followed her, grabbed a hold of her, threw her in an alleyway, did unspeakable things to her, and killed her. plain and simple. I mean, that's what happened. And when it was exposed to the news and the media, one person, I don't know, officer, someone, and, somebody high up made a statement that I would have rather seen that woman illegally carry a firearm in her purse, illegally, without a license, so she could have protected herself, and none of this shit would ever happen. So what I'm getting at with that kind of story is, regardless of the licensing, whether we now have constitutional carry laws at all in general, is you can throw every law at the public that you want. You can't have this gun without this. You can't do this without this. You can say whatever the heck you want, and you can put any law into act. But the bottom line is, if somebody's up to no good, or is a criminal, whatever you may have, do you really think they're going to obey a law? Well, you can't go into a bank with a gun. It's illegal to rob a bank. But how the fuck often does that actually happen? Oh, no, shit, I'm not allowed to do that. No, I can't. They said I can't do that, so I'm not going to do that. I got to have a license to carry a gun. No, fully automatic weapons, nope, they're illegal too. Well, that's a yes and no, but that's a different topic. The bottom line is, a criminal's not going to obey your fucking law. They don't give a shit. That's just one little check mark when they get caught or killed. So what I want to hear is everybody's thoughts on this new constitutional carry in the state of Texas. Whether you carry openly, whether you stuff it in your pants, it doesn't matter. Yes, I've heard the stories. I know the stories. I know how people apparently think other people think, and that's generally what I get is what you think other people are thinking. If I carry openly, well, I'm the first target, I'm going to get shot. Well, if I'm concealed, they don't know that I have it. It really doesn't actually matter to me. I want to know what everybody else thinks. I'm sure there's some people that want to see guns go bye-bye. Well, hate to say it, my opinion, it's never going to happen. You're never going to stop it. All you're going to do is actually take away a constitutional right from the law-abiding citizens. Because once again, criminals don't give a shit. They'll get their guns somewhere else. Another factual statement that I was given from a user that I will not name, that commented on something else privately, was guns aren't even the number one most used weapon in a murder. It's actually baseball bats. Because everybody can readily get those. They're easy. You can use a stick. You can go to your local Walmart or wherever the hell you go and pick up a baseball bat. And you can kill somebody with it. It's easy. There's not much to really trace at that point. It was a baseball bat. Well, this wood came from a mahogany slugger, Louisville slugger, and yeah, we got a couple shards of it. So let's track down every Louisville slugger in town. The thing really is, I mean, I don't really want to talk bad about anybody. But, when I was in college back in Austin, Texas, I had a couple classmates there in one of my sociology courses, twins. And we all had to write, paper reports on, whatever the heck we wanted to write them on. And we each had to exchange in the classroom our reports to make corrections and voice our opinions, yada, yada. No, Jesus Christ, you already know where that's going. The thing was, these two wrote a report that was stupid hippie anti-gun. Okay, that's fine, man. That's your opinion. I really don't care. I'm not going to push the subject. But the entirety of this whole report that they wrote was, guns are the problem. Guns are bad. Guns are what are killing people. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. And obviously I voiced my opinion on this entire thing. So I sat there and I read, well, their report, read their paperwork. And I noticed a lot of grammatical errors and misspellings and so on and so forth, et cetera, et cetera. And it was brought to the attention when we got to speak about everybody's papers, per se, on what they wrote about, our opinions on it, and so on and so forth, et cetera. But the main damn point was, when I read this paper out loud, I read their paper and explained this to them, and it was, and like I said, if you're one of those people, you're just anti-gun as shit, that's freaking great. I don't care. Go live in your freaking happy little forest off in the west wing of Montana. I don't care. What I'm getting at is the fact that they are blaming a firearm for killing somebody. I mean, well, it ain't the gun's fault. It's a person that's carrying it. It's their fault. They're the ones that are doing it. It's not the damn gun. Guns don't just magically shoot people. And, well, that's not the point. And that's when they voiced their opinion on their... Oh, shit. Here we go. No. It's the firearm. It's the firearm, this and that. Da-da-da-da-da. It's like, dude, you can't just blame something for happening with a firearm. The firearm's not doing shit. It sits there by it frickin' self and doesn't do a damn thing. Your car doesn't start it frickin' self on its own. Oh, officer, no, I'm sorry. I mean, it hit the vehicle. It's the car's fault. It's the car's fault. The car just it wouldn't fucking cooperate. It wouldn't behave. Yeah, and then I hit him. I mean, it's not my fault. Basically, my point at the end of the entire segment in this sociology course back in Austin, Texas was, look, you want to blame the gun for being the root of all evil. That's fine. Go ahead. What I brought up to these girls was, if you think a gun is the problem, and the gun is the one that's killing people, then the pencil you wrote this report with is obviously misspelling all the words. I got a very dumbfounded look. And I simply explained to the girls that if a gun is the problem, guns kill people. If guns kill people, your stupid ass pencil that you wrote this report with is misspelling all your words because it's the pencil's fault. That's what pencils do. They just misspell shit. And I gave him a prime example. I was like, you literally misspelled this word, this word, this word. Like, you misspelled militia. Or did your pencil do that? So what is it? Did you misspell this shit, or did your fucking pencil do it? Obviously, there was no argument about anything. The professor, she laughed her ass off. That's what happens when it's somebody that's been in the United States Army and served our country for 10, 11 years, whatever the hell she did. My professor at that specific sociology course was a retired Army veteran. But freedom of speech. So thus being said, give me your comments on what you think. Don't attack me. I have my right just to speak like everybody else. So be kind in the comments. Voice your opinions and leave it at that. And if I see any crude comments, shit, I'll just delete them. I could care less. Furthermore, my whole point about all this is what's happened. This is happening. Plain and simple. Nothing anybody can do about it. I want to know what people's comments are on this, if this is a good or a bad thing. Because personally, I can see it going two different ways. I can see this being a good and bad thing. So go ahead and post your comments on this one. I'm going to shut up on my little September 11th rampage here about gun laws. And I want to see what you got to say in the comments and what you think about this whole thing. All right, everybody. This was a Tech Talk short, September 11th, 2021. Mr. Savage, all by himself in the studio, going on his own little rant. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, see y'all. Talk to you later.